To begin with my first work in progress video, I want to discuss about ice cream. One of the projects I came across while studying the research paper, which I will discuss in the next part of this video. Designed and produced at RMIT's Exertion Games Lab, ice cream is a 3D printed ice cream cone that can play different sounds every time it is licked. It can generate crunches, giggles, and burps based on how it is eaten, using capacitive sensors to add an element of surprise and laughter, hence encouraging us to have more fun with our food in an era of numbers and nutrients. This project drew on research that suggests food sounds such as the crunch of raw carrots have the potential to alter our perception of flavors and change our way of eating. Instead of taking a computer science approach to food, like calories intake and weight loss goals, ice cream takes a playful approach to remind us about the pure joy that food can offer and foster a more positive and playful human-food relationship. This work demonstrates how playful interactive technology using sounds can be used to draw attention to food, to advocate mindful eating, as well as inspire designers to create more possibilities to experience eating as play and highlight the cultural and social aspects of food. Started with a dining experience at a Mexican restaurant and the surprise and happiness I got when I discovered the similarity between Mexican and Vietnamese food, I started thinking about the relationship between human food, culture, and technology, and how a well-designed piece of work can capture those emotions and enhance user dining experience. I then found and requested a full download of a research paper called Chasing Play Potentials in Food Culture, Learning from Traditions to Inspire Future Human Food Interaction Design. In this paper, I encountered so many wonderful insights that inspired me to pick human food interaction as the central theme of my studio folio projects. I then made a brainstorm mind map to jot down all the key elements and ideas that this research proposes, as it helps me with my thought process and ideas generation. The two ideas that I find interesting is, first, playing with the materiality of food. For example, things that can cause confusion and mess with our sense of taste, like sounds. And second, playing with social norms. For example, a sense of community or the celebration of special occasions. The whole topic and ideas generate a lot of excitement, but at the same time makes me feel very overwhelmed. I kept wondering what the final form of the work should be and wanting to define it in an early stage, and got stuck at the start of the production process. Luckily, I had a consultation with Uyên in the beginning of week 2, in which Uyên suggests me to narrow down my big topic to smaller ideas and to just start making things that are personal to me and let the production and making process guide me to the final concept and form of my work. Uyên suggestion really has helped me start making things, as I remember the big part of my goal and interest as a designer is to translate and celebrate cultural heritage with an effort to preserve those in the digital era. Spline is a new release 3D software that focuses on making designing in 3D easy and interactive. So I took this opportunity in Folio 1 to check out and play around with this, inspired by one of the playful potentials, which is playing with social norms, in particular doing things together and celebrate special occasion with food. I wanted to make a small animation related to Banh, also known as Vietnamese sticky rice cake. This cake is considered a central piece of our country's food culture. It's seen in every family gathering during Lunar New Year, with this special, meaningful representation of the earth and the value that our ancestors have passed on to younger generations. A big part of what makes this dish special is the preparation and assembling process, celebrate usually associates with our togetherness in the year, coming back to family and treasure those moments before the new year with our loved ones. Making this cake is also a big tradition of my family, as the elders will teach the youngers how to construct this cake and wrap it in banana leaves. The animation I try to make in Banh is an exploration of how the leaf wrapping process can be animated. It may look simple, but due to the limitation of the software, I had to figure out the connection of smaller parts, adjust anchor points in order to make the animation look smooth and natural as much as possible. After that animation test in Banh, I realized some limitation of the software in terms of sound embedding. Despite it being very super easy to use and very user experience friendly. I then decided to switch to Cinema 40 to learn more about the software, at the same time tackle the other food play potentials that I want to explore, playing with the materiality of food. I noticed that how we eat noodles and the sound we make can have different effects in different cultures. For example, in Japan, making that big slurping sound when you finish the dish is considered very positive as you show the enjoyment towards the dish and hence making the ramen chef feel very appreciated with their work. But in other cultures, making sounds when you consume those noodles is considered a lack of food etiquette and elegance. With that idea in mind, I decided to make some noodles animation that plays around with noodle texture and shapes and recreate the noodle texture of pho, the famous Vietnamese noodle dish, to celebrate that playfulness in materiality. The next stage of my process would include adding sound element in my animated works and explore how to communicate that idea that sound can alter our food taste perception. I also want to continue exploring other potentials in food play, including playing with inedibles like utensils and playing with the physical space. In order to do that, I need to look at more related works from other practitioners and research studies, as well as make myself comfortable with the 3D works by making things related to the topic of food and human interaction that I find joyful to make. I also need to stop thinking too much about the technical problems that might occur and about the final form of my work, and let the playfulness and exploration guide me and bring me to ideas that may emerge during the process of making.